Action bits. Action bits.
Today we're going to look at aggregate rows and combining values in Tableau Prep. Step 1, I'm going to explain the situation. Part 2, we're going to pivot. In Part 3, we're going to look at the resulting text field. We're going to be using the sample superstore data brought to you by Tableau. So the situation is we have these orders, multiple orders, that can have different products associated with them, and we will combine them all into one field in an aggregation. So the result should look like this. We have an order ID, a product ID, that is then separated by commas into one value. So in order to do this, again, my data source is going to be the orders table from the sample superstore data, and my immediate change is I just deleted all unnecessary columns, so I only left with order ID and product ID. Then I utilized a row partition, which looks like this. So I'm going to partition by the order ID, ordering by the product ID, and then utilizing the row number, which will then result in this, where I have, for every order ID, I have a row for each individual product, and then it resets at every new order ID. The one thing to keep in mind here is the number of rows you have. So here I have 14 distinct rows, which will come up later. And then simply, I use the rows to columns pivot here. So I brought my rows over to this area, and then my field to aggregate for new columns is the max value of the product ID. Then we're going to string this all together. And remember my 14 from before? I need that here as part of my long string statement. Here it's just a series of if, is null, adding the comma separation, and then the actual value. And I did this 14 times in my case, and I wrote the n down here because you can continue on however many you need. And then finally, we see the cleanup steps. I removed all columns from 1 through 14, and I'm left with my ideal table text field, which is all products in order ID. And that's it for this action bit. Join us next time.
Action bits.